Hey, welcome back to my channel, Mr. Media, where I, an aspiring movie analyst and passionist, look to break down shows and movies we all love. And in today's case, some pretty groundbreaking news and my predictions for, yes, the Star Wars anime. Disney's plan to make a Star Wars anime was revealed not too long ago, and I wanted to make some predictions as to how it will go, and firstly explain what exactly is going on with Star Wars. Why is the franchise dipping their feet into anime? Is anime different from the animation series that Star Wars has already produced, like Clone Wars? I'm here to answer all of your questions, and before we get started, make sure to lightsaber swipe that subscribe button in half. With that said, I think it's important to get into the news and a few sources confirming the coming of a Star Wars anime. Now, to give you some context, this was introduced in the Disney Plus investors meeting, and obviously this meeting has gone viral for a number of reasons, mostly due to the fact that Disney launched an onslaught of different shows and movies, so much so that I almost felt as if I was being drowned. What you should know is that the new Star Wars anime is given the title Visions and will be released on Disney Plus in the coming future. Since Star Wars is also working on a number of other films, one can expect there to be some delays and maybe even a few problems as they work everything out. However, sources confirm a date sometime in the year of 2021 for the Star Wars anime, and there's another major difference to point out, and something that Star Wars is doing uniquely in the field of anime. Most animes, if you've ever watched or heard about one, are exhaustingly long, maybe averaging hundreds of episodes in depth. And most anime go for a long number of seasons as well, and they're pretty famous for being long to say the least. However, what Star Wars will be doing is something known as an anime short, and yes, you heard me right. Two words that do not belong in the same sentence together are actually being done by Star Wars. Their title called Visions, which will actually be a few shorts similar to Pixar, except in the anime style. First of all, my take on this is a little bit skeptical, but with my previous experience in anime watching it for a few years, I can tell that it's something I would actually want to see, namely the different art style being used in the Star Wars world, what with their lightsabers and unique world building. I feel like the anime art style could actually enhance the Star Wars world through a different lens and perhaps draw upon some of the concepts not really considered when watching one of their shows. Obviously, there's no better way to display Star Wars than in a live action, but anime art gives use to hundreds of expressions and colors that can be used. Seeing how good they are used is exactly what I think will be interesting for many Star Wars fans around the globe, and in terms of the business standpoint, Star Wars are creating a banger. According to a few various sources online, around over 1 billion people watch anime, and that sounds pretty believable as it is one of the most popular forms of mass media in the world. What's more is that Star Wars is a franchise equally as great and known around the world, and when you combine two things that are basically known by every person on this planet, it will surely attract a lot of attention. This will probably get Star Wars plenty of fans from the Japanese and eastern side of the map, most likely increasing their territory. However, this makes Star Wars Visions all the more important as it is sort of like a formal greeting card and sort of like an ambassador's trip to the East. What I mean by this is that many Easterners will be seeing Star Wars for the first time, and everything depends on how well Star Wars pulls this off and presents it. Of course, Disney Plus is banned in a few places around the world, but there's no getting around the fact that the ratings of the show directly translate to more viewers for Star Wars. This whole scheme I feel is like a dabble into trying a new art and a great chance to expand in terms of business, all within just one simple show. But obviously the news doesn't stop here as the Star Wars franchise are hiring actual Japanese animators and artists, even authors to come and make their show to keep it authentic. In a tweet recently posted by Disney, it reads, Star Wars Visions, an original series of animated short films, celebrates the Star Wars galaxy through the lens of the world's best Japanese anime creators, coming in 2021 to @Disney Plus. This is also a brilliant move by Disney to ensure the authenticity of this anime series. By bringing in experts from Japan that will also most likely be recent clients of large anime around the world, Star Wars is looking to gain more easy publicity by affiliating themselves with essentially the heads of anime. Of course, looking to see who these anime authors actually are is a wonder inside of itself, as with the Star Wars' reach around the world, it would be interesting to see maybe the Naruto animators and writers, Attack on Titan, Dragon Ball Z, and all of that come into play. These are major anime that are as big, if not bigger than Star Wars itself, and when put in the same boat, is sure to make a greatly animated anime. This would bring all sorts of different experiences and ideas into the mix, while actually making visions look and sound like an actual anime. See, there's no point in creating what you would call an anime if you give it to an American studio, as anime hails from the lands of Japan, or at least in the East. An anime made by, say, American studio wouldn't give off the right vibes as compared to a Japanese studio that's actually produced and sold anime all over the world already. Of course, there's some exceptions to this, them being Avatar: The Last Airbender, which was made by an American studio and is as real to an anime as America has ever gotten. But Star Wars doesn't want an almost anime, they want a solid one, and I felt really impressed with that move from them. It doesn't matter yet what Japanese artists they bring as long as they make Star Wars visions good. Another prediction I had for the series initially was actually Star Wars making their series drawn a little bit from Japanese mythology. Seeing as all anime have crazy amounts of Japanese mythology in them and are basically exaggerated versions of Japan themselves, it would be nice seeing Star Wars pull upon the same effects. This would not only add to the series but give it a different spin that many people would like to see, since Japan's culture is unique and a little bit cool at times. We could potentially see one of those classic anime villain groups in Star Wars Visions, one that appears almost in every anime ever watched. This is something Star Wars doesn't have exactly, a proper villain group that actually works together against the protagonists. Sure, there are the Galactic Empire and the Siths, but those aren't really a villain group and more like a conflicted organization. These villains just want to be a part of the Empire just to benefit their own gains. Now, the last part I wanted to see that could be interesting was if it would actually come with a subtitled option in Japanese. Although this is more of a stretch, as even some actual anime don't have a subtitled option, but that would be as close as it would get to an anime for Star Wars. They could essentially bring in voice actors from iconic voices we recognize from the anime community, and perhaps pull one of the biggest projects in Star Wars history. I think it's quite funny that these are named shorts when they could have the hugest impact on the largest community. That said, for my final media verdict, I would give Star Wars Visions a boom, meaning it would take off and be pretty popular. Then again, it all comes down to how they carry it out, but I'm looking forward to seeing it. And that will be it for today's video, and it was interesting to discuss Star Wars' plans for the future. Let me know in the comments whether you watch anime or not, and if you think Star Wars can pull off something like this, essentially giving your own media verdict down below, a boom or a bust. I was your host, Mr. Media, and make sure to subscribe to my channel for more media content like this. I cover your favorite movies and shows and make fun videos from time to time. Enjoy!